Welcome to Cowgirl Up, the podcast dedicated to elevating your mindset. I'm your host, Lori Blickenstaff, certified mental performance coach at mentalgame101.com. All right, last day of the week, and we have one more speaker from the Mental Performance Summit with some amazing nuggets to unpack. His name is Dr. Kerry Guest. He formerly worked with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and now he's the Director of Mind Health and Wellness for the Boston Celtics. Not too shabby. The title of his talk was The Art of Emotion: How to Develop Self-Awareness and Emotional Intelligence that elite athletes rely on so that we can manage our well-being no matter the situation. So last week, if you remember, we talked all about this, but under a different name. We called it emotional regulation. Well, it's the same thing. And his tagline was, be the driver of your emotions, not the passenger. I love that. And you've heard me say this before too, but don't believe everything you think, and don't let your emotions take you for a ride. Instead, grab that steering wheel. Our emotions inspire behavior, which makes it critical that they are not in charge, that they do not have the wheel. As in everything we've talked about, I've always say self-awareness is number one, right? We can't make any change until we're aware of it. Well, he uses this acronym, so I'll give you another one. You've gotten a lot over these weeks. But his acronym is ART. So A for awareness, R for regulate, and T for transformation. He says that if we aren't the driver, we're going to experience more stress, which you might just think is a mental issue, but the link between stress, mental stress, and physical issues has been well documented. Some of the effects of prolonged stress are impaired decision-making, cognitive and physiological fatigue, and even diseases. So one of his ideas to help combat this stress is to create these moments for yourself. He calls them self check-ins. Take a drive in silence, or a walk, or journaling. And we talked a few weeks ago about, we had a couple of weeks on, self-care, joy, gratitude, those types of things. And all of those ideas from those 2 weeks would fall right in line here. And then he talked about 3 ways to drive performance. So he said, think about this. Think about the last time that you had a pretty strong emotional response to something. Okay, get that time in your head. And now ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, what am I learning about myself through this episode? Number 2, what do I need to relearn? Think about maybe what triggered you, how you could do it differently if you didn't like the behavior that came from it. And then the 3rd question is there something that I might want to unlearn in the future to better handle these types of emotional situations? And to finish, he said basically, when you know better, you do better. So self-analyzing these emotions like this will help you know yourself better, again, awareness, so that you can take better action. So I will challenge you this weekend to continue to discipline your mind to reveal your best self. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, feedback, or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at lori@mentalgame101.com.